Good morning and happy Sunday. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you with an interesting week. As probably a lot of people know, the most of the United States has been on fire in terms of the heat. Thankfully, today I'm here on the East Coast of the United States, and it's 80 and it's 11 o'clock. We've woken up to temperatures in the 80s, so the humidity has dropped and it feels much cooler. Instead of being 100, it's 80, so it's 20-degree drop. So I think that was, yesterday I literally just said to somebody, I could not think straight because I was just overall so hot. It didn't matter how many fans, ACs, it was just hot. I don't think I even ventured outside. I went outside to water the plants, and that was it. And you went outside and it was that. It makes you feel nauseated. So I'm glad that's over for now, and we're only in the beginning of July. I can't believe yesterday was the 4th, so happy 4th of July. A lot of places there were no fireworks. We had some rain, some cloud, so more fireworks tonight. It's not good for our pets. So those of you that are pet lovers, thankfully my cat does not seem to be too bothered. But when I've had dogs, they seem to be much more sensitive to that. So it's literally been at the beginning of Mercury retrograde, and as I've said before, I don't feel that this is the negative part for me. It doesn't feel like the negative part. I think anything that comes up during this period is for us to examine, and I think you'll see that a lot of people that are talking about this retrograde and where it's placed, and as I've said, I'm not an astronomer, but this is literally bringing up old feelings. I saw it could be people from your past, unfinished business, all of those sort of things are coming up, and it's not coming up because we've got to relive them. It's coming up to remind us it's time to let go. And as I've mentioned before, I've been working very hard to do that, so that I've got this clear that I'm not taking that with me when I pass over. I don't want to come back and have to repeat it. I'm going off planet when I transition. So it's all of those sort of things. Even if you're not in that period of knowing, it's definitely an interesting feeling. So I looked back over my posts, and if you follow me on my Facebook page, I found it very interesting that each day has built on the other. You may have seen the theme. I certainly did, and I've gone back to 4 days ago when I pulled actually star being healing codes, so 5 days ago. So most of these messages were from the 9 and the Green Gold Galactic Council, and I think it really talks about this period. So we had the star being healing codes, important information, wounds are healed, recharging, and then we had healing, the fountain of rejuvenation. And this was the message I got: we are the star beings who are sending you beautiful healing vibrations. This will elevate your whole body and update outdated codes. We will refresh your whole system so you can now carry more light, more codes and keys into many other realms. We send you our love. So that was 5 days ago. Then we had the Temple of Truth, which was throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression, patience. So the snail came in, which is, it's a bit like the turtle and the hare and the hare and the tortoise. It's who wins the race, like slow and steady wins the race. I make way for miracles. The time has come, the time for truths. You have been patiently waiting for just this time. Miracles are coming your way, coming to all of you. So a lot came up about the truth last week, and I'm not sure there was one of them. So the higher heart activation. So I had lots of activations last week. Dropping shields, divine love, your heart is healed, renewal, and forgiveness brings freedom. And there was no message there. Then I did a video. So I make way for miracles. Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrades, power, recall, whimsy, which was the elves, which stand in your power. Immerse yourself in the light. This will help with the sudden switching off of the frequency disruptions. That was referring to CERN. Those not worthy of the power they hold will be recalled. So this for me was a big message. Those not worthy of the power they hold will be recalled. So anybody that is in a powerful position, and there's lots of people in this world that are in that power is being recalled. So we have some, I've just got full body chills. So I'm hearing there's some interference, disruptions. So all of these things are happening, have been distractors. And as you've heard me say many times, I keep hearing that we're not being told the truth. This is the truth. They're saying this is the big one. Those not worthy of the power they hold will be recalled. And they're saying you can interpret that as you wish. So just ask. So if you so this was the mischievous elves will bring you some frustration over the holiday weekend. I've had some of that. If you misplace anything in your home, it will be them. Just ask them out loud to bring it back. Leave the room and it will come back where you left it. So I've had quite a bit of that. I've also felt that there have been lots of little things in my life and in my environment that have been testing me, and the test has ended. I'm glad about that. And I've had a few times where I've misplaced something, convinced I put something somewhere. I've said, okay, I'm leaving the room. When I come back, I want it back. And I come back and find it. May not be where you left it, because they're like that. So they're a little bit of disruptors. So at the lower level, they were doing a bit of disrupting. So you may be feeling frustration this weekend. Ground yourself. Take a deep breath. This too will pass. Its frequency changes, sending you love and light. And then there was, I added a few things there, and that's it. So I wanted to put that out there before I pulled the cards for this week. I know that the energy has been really charged. I'm not sure, and I honestly don't know a lot about CERN, but certainly it was a frequency disruptor, or it was taking energy and manipulating it, something like that. I think that for a lot of us, we're feeling that there's a there's a calm, there's a peacefulness to the energy. It's also going to allow us, is that going to allow the earth and us to tap in higher. So be aware of that this week, is what I'm hearing. So let's get to some cards, because I could probably go on about all sorts of things which are not relevant. I'm hearing to keep on task and to keep to what I'm being told. So I have started to place some 5-minute things on Instagram, just because I want to bring more awareness to my messages. So if you haven't subscribed, if you're seeing this on YouTube, can you please subscribe? You can reach out to me. You just have to subscribe. There's a bell and a subscribe button. I also listened to Lee Harris, his July update. That was very interesting. That really spoke to me. So if you haven't caught that, I would catch that. So lots of people are speaking up and speaking out. Oh, so here we go, the Emerald Tablet activation. So that's for this week. Cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, consciousness manifesting. All right. And then we have, so our intuition is also going to be increasing. So this goes along with this new energy. The green, I often see the green emerald tablet healing is about healing. So green is healing for me and maybe for a lot of you, which, well, as I've said, our intuition is we're going to feel ourselves being more intuitive. And let's see, these are the themes that are coming up for this week, and I'm sticking to my same oracle deck until 3 oracle decks until I get the nudge to add or take away. I lovingly accept myself. There's a few people that need to hear that. I am one of them, right? I lovingly accept myself. So let's go to the intuition card and see what else we need to know. So this week, the emerald green tablet activation, the cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and consciousness manifesting. I'm hearing we the people. This is our time. It's our time to step up. Order of Melchizedek. Embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. So if you're feeling like you want to give up, I can put my hand to that. You've probably heard me say this is a decision year for me about what I give up and what do I need to move into. And we're halfway through the year. We're in July. And I go backwards and forwards for, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? And my messages come back, the Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. So some answers are coming this week. So I'm also at an age where I need to make decisions about next steps. And some of the things that I had hoped or that I had seen could happen didn't happen for me this year. Merkaba activation. So Melchizedek is coming in loud and clear. When I see the Merkaba and the Order of Melchizedek, it reminds me, I studied Melchizedek many, many years ago when it was, and that's where I learned about the Merkaba and activation is part of my journey. So maybe he's speaking. I might have to sit with that one because I can honestly not remember what I learned. It was that long ago. And the central sun. So here we are with the sun. That to me, when I look at it there, looks like one of our off-planet people. I don't know what it looks like to you, but we've got the sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration and success. So that to me is sort of like disclosure. Oh, I'll see what else comes through for that. So let's go to the garden. It's interesting. Oh, that one wanted to come out. Rest. Oh, so if you're wondering, it's Sunday and you should be resting. But definitely get more rest this week. I'm hearing that our bodies, especially for us here on Earth, we're not used to these changing frequencies. We're not used to the heat. I'm here on the East Coast and I've lived here for 36 years. Actually, this month, 36 years. I used to say, and I still say, if I wanted this hot, humid weather, I would have moved south, or Florida, I used to say. And because I don't like it, my body doesn't like it, I don't do well, I don't function. So it's interesting to me that I somewhat predicted, even though sometimes these things come out my mouth and I don't know that I said, I don't know why people are moving to Florida, because Florida is going to be coming here. And here we are in 2026 and Florida is here. So while I've been talking, I've pulled the rest card. The rest. The owl, which is speaking our truth. Right? And magic. So the unicorn is there. And when I see magic, I think of my friend Merlin. So Merlin pops up every now and again for me. He has been with me, and I've been with him in many lifetimes. I'm now realizing not on this planet, because for a very long time I believed I'd had past lives here on Earth, and I've been told numerous times by several people that I have not lived on this earth before, and that feels more truth to me. Oh, and happiness, the bluebird. So there we go, as I can hear birds chirping. Happiness. So these are all for this week. All right, and let's do some of these cards. These are Kyle Gray's Raise Your Vibration. So what are we doing this week to raise? So the first was I lovingly accept myself. Living with purpose brings prosperity. So I pulled that this week. So that goes along with happiness. Healing myself heals my lineage. So it goes back to the message that we've had before about as we heal ourselves, we're healing our past lives and our future lives, or our future lineage. I've had to do a lot of that. Healing for many paths is what I'm being shown. They're showing me in the middle with like a bit like this, but with all these branches are all parts of other generations and what brought me here, that I had to do that healing for them. I don't know why I agreed to that. I often say that. What was I thinking? What was I thinking when I made all these decisions about what I wanted to experience? See this from a higher perspective. So, if you're not sure about what is happening or what, so that's probably a message for me as well. They're showing me to go higher. They're saying go higher and look down. Whatever the problem is, lay it out. They're saying write it. Oh, that's why Merlin's here. So Merlin loves to talk about writing. So he always says, and he's showing me again, that the best way to write these things down is to use a pen and paper. He's showing me a scribe so he says that you need to take the thought from your brain and it needs to come down your arm into your hand through the pen, and then write your magic. Thank you, Merlin. I've done readings for people that were authors or were doing it, and he kept saying, but they're using the machine. It flows and it's more personal when you write it. Now, for some of us, and certainly for me, I've got arthritis in my hands, and writing isn't that comfortable anymore. So he's saying, use other machines. He's saying, use your voice. You can do voice to text. I haven't, but this is what they're showing me, voice to text, because it comes from your brain out of your mouth. They're going, when you do this, or when you use AI, it's not from here, right? So if I can immediately, and I'm sure most of you can now, if somebody has generated something using AI, it's usually pretty obvious. Raise your vibration is the mantra that calls me to light up. Let's do one more. I am surrounded by angels. So there we go. They're the feathers. They're the angels. So overall, interesting. I think I find this one the most interesting, which is the Emerald Tablet activation. So the green healing energy is coming this week for us. The Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. So we're going to see some good news. They're telling me good news, because they have been influencing. They're saying and you've heard this from, whether you've heard it from angels, dragon, they cannot, and nobody, because of Earth's contract, which is nobody can step in to save any of us, they cannot interfere. I think there was an agreement made only if there was a nuclear attack, or we started using nuclear bombs, that they could interfere. And they say they have in the past, when people have been tempted to do that, because it would just blow us, it would just blow the planet to pieces. So they're more worried about that, always have been. But the coming together and the resolutions, they're saying, is a good thing. They're saying there's going to be more signing of contracts. Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered. The Merkaba and Central Sun, I talked about those. So our intuition is going to be on fire this week. We do need rest, and they're reminding us that to rest our bodies, especially as we adjust to new frequencies, new heat waves, and new technology. The truth is coming out. My message all week has been about the truth is going to be people that hold the power that's going to be recalled. Magic was Merlin's message, and happiness, the bluebird, which is nice. And then I've just done our mantras. I will post these on my Facebook page. I will do a small clip for YouTube, not for YouTube, for Instagram. I forget what Instagram. I'll put a clip on Instagram. You can catch these. Again, you can check out my website, which is www.eastcoastdragonlady.com. If you want to directly message me, it's eastcoastdragonlady@gmail.com. I'd love you to connect with me if you've got questions. I do readings. They're intuitive here, rather like I do these. Somehow I got on to doing this weekly reading. I'm not sure whether it was a reading for me or for everybody else, but this is for the collective. And I also do dragon empowerment, Reiki, energy healing, distance healing. When the dragons work with me, they always say anything's possible. So if you're interested, check out my website. Um, I am going to be, I am an author in an upcoming Dragon Codes book. I'm also one of the one of the speakers for Dragon Thunder, which is happening later on. It's actually July 25th. Um, it's going to be slightly different. It's not going to be live speakers. Everybody is pre-recorded. And then once you've signed up, you can then go in and at your pace. So rather than sitting for 8 hours, um, you can get those healings, those activations, the messages. Mine was the channeled message, which I actually haven't seen it yet. So it'll be interesting to see what I actually channeled. But it was from the dragons. I'm trying to remember who it was now. It was the ancients, I think. But check out me and lots of other people you know in the dragon world are going to be on Dragon Thunder Saturday, July 25th. I believe it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But just Google Dragon Thunder 2026 and you'll find all the information. It's also on my Facebook page, and also my bio is there. So I hope you all have a good week. I may be back in the week, who knows. I've got another week of upgrading my bathroom next week. We've had a little bit of a hiatus, so I have no bathroom currently. So I'm hoping we get that put back together this week. I have everything in my house. I live in a condo, so we're sort of walking around new vanity units, and yeah, I've got all my bathroom in my bedroom. So yeah, a bit of a mess. I'll be glad when I'm back to less chaos, but sometimes chaos comes in to make things beautiful. So that's what I'm looking forward to, a brand new bathroom, which I'm really looking forward to using. So I hope you have a good week, and I'll be back soon.